Testing one, two, three. Testing one, two, three, four. Can everybody hear me okay? Well, good evening, folks. We got 48 hours to go, and we finish out 2024, get a day's worth of rest, New Year's Day, and then, of course, we come back on Thursday and Friday, which kicks off the new year. And I thought we'd have something a little different tonight, and I put together about 10 questions that we'll cover, and then we'll talk and then, get ready to go. But with 48 hours to go, you're going to see what I would say is a very interesting movement of the market. And so you'll see some stocks that people buy thinking they're going to be big winners in 2025. You'll see stocks that people are going to sell thinking that they've either topped out or going lower. Our job will be able to, ferret through all those and find out the stocks that's going to pay us. And that's what we're going to do over the next 48 hours. So hope everybody had a uh, decent weekend. The weather here in Ponte Vedra has been up and down, and it's turning back cold now after warming up. So, why don't we do a little weather check around the country and everybody type in where the weather is and the city you're signing in from? Got a bunch of people here tonight, and thank you for coming. Louisville's cold, okay. Stuart, Florida's got 73. Is Stuart down south there, Linda? Chicago, 39. Hey, 75 out in Phoenix. OKC, used to live there. 50 degrees. Sam at 54 in Birmingham, Hoover. Virginia's 58. Pete says there's a heat wave in Wisconsin, 34 degrees. Panama City, 73. Wow. Not extremely cold, but it's cold. Anybody from Vermont here? Charlotte, 60. Oregon's 44. Okay, and raining. Okay. Melbourne. Okay. Hey, Barbara. All right, well, let's get going. And again, thank you for being here. It is risk involved in trading. Past performance is not indicative of future results, in my opinion. 2024 has been a good year. Uh, I think that when you look back on it, there's one quality I want you to write down that will separate whether you have a better 2025 versus 2024. And that's your goal. And that one quality you got to focus on is discipline. Okay. And when I talk about discipline, I'm talking about having a process to enter trades, exit trades, and worried about the risk side of the equation more than you are the reward. You take care of the risk, the rewards will take care of themselves. We have plenty of opportunities, both in up markets and down markets in 2025. As we go into the new year, we will start off every January. We have in the past, day one, Thursday, we will print off the tickers that we're interested in, where they opened, their high and low, and use that as a kickoff point for 2025. Thursday and Friday are very interesting, but when you get Monday in there, you got the 3 days that will give us our first inclination of direction. After 5 days, and you write this down, the 5 day direction for that span, higher or lower, typically is around 90% for the whole month of January. So the first 5 days are very instrumental in success that we've had in past Januaries. And that's the process we'll be using as we go into this January. Nothing changes there. In my opinion, if you haven't done it, you ought to get a copy of The World's Greatest Stock Trader by Richard Smitten. It's a book that's got a whole bunch of what I would call insight written over 100 years ago that will help you in 2025. That's The World's Greatest Stock Trader by Richard Smitten. I've got it on my shelf up there. I plan on going through it myself. Now, here's my schedule. I got a big futures class tomorrow at 10:30. If you're part of Futures First Education, I'm big on futures. And I make no bones about the fact I'm very biased to the value having knowledge about futures. I don't care if you ever trade futures, but knowledge about futures in a 24-hour market gives you a heads up on stock traders, option traders. So it makes sense to learn about futures. Tuesday, we have Connect the Dots. Wednesday, we have our New Year's Day. Thursday, 12 o'clock, we have a live meeting on Genesis. Thursday afternoon, we have MTI by DTI, and I'll show you the power of that. And then Friday, we have our 3 o'clock wrap up. So a good way to start and ending 2024 and starting 2025. Seven Sisters, how we stand with 48 hours to go. E-minis up 25%. Notice it opened at 48.18 this year. We've been playing the market, the majority to the long side. If you go back and look at all the trades we did in 2024, you will see a slant to the direction of the market, which was up. NASDAQ the same way, 27%. The Dow, I've got a lot of interest in the Dow after about 5 years. And tomorrow at 10:30, I'm going to show people how the Dow can be used as a trading index. Of course, that'll translate, if you want to use that, what I teach, into the diamond, which is the Dow on the stock side. DAX up 18.67%. Gold had a great year, 27%. At one time, I think we had 18 to 20 successful gold trades in a row this year, right after Valentine's Day, where 2 weeks prior, I said gold is going to make a low this year, and we can take advantage of that. And boy, did we over the next 4 weeks after Valentine's Day. Crude oil has been weak all year. I think crude will get weaker over the next 12, 18 months. That's what I think. Bonds down 9% for the year. With bonds falling this far, you would think that starting Thursday, you'll get a bounce, and we might. But keep in mind, interest rates will be very key to how 2025 goes. That's the Seven Sisters and the story that they're telling tonight. News. Chicago PMI. That's the next news on the agenda. It's on Monday. Wednesday, we got New Year's break. Thursday, we got initial jobless claims. PMI, ISM, and crude oil inventories for the start of the year. Friday, we have ISM, manufacturing, and that ends the week of economic news. The 2 short days into 2025 will give us 2/3 of the information that we need. Probability. Tomorrow, according to the history, a little weak. Tuesday's a little weak. Wouldn't surprise me for those probabilities to end up being that, but we got to be open-minded. Wednesday's the holiday. Notice the first and second day of January are usually very bullish. So here's a question. if it sells off like the probabilities say, might be okay to position ourselves for that first and second day of the week of the year. We'll think about it. My 10 tickers, here they are. Tesla is the top ticker. I got it greater than 445.55. Palantir, a stock that has been what I would say very difficult to trade, but I do think there's a lot of potential in Palantir. We will see if that holds true. DJT, it's very close to breaking out, 38.11. NVIDIA has been correcting, but is very close to breaking out also. Berkshire ended up correcting during the month of December. Y'all remember it went up to, I think, 484 area, went down to about 448. And now I'm saying if it gets above 462, Berkshire's back in play. BITO is a play of all the Bitcoin stocks. I looked at it and said, BITO might be the best play to kick off the year with. There's my number, 25.55. You heard a lot of talk about interest rates. Let me explain something. American Express, Visa, and MasterCard should all do well in 2025. With interest rates not dropping, the credit cards will make a lot of money based on the current debt and the current expenditures out there. Now, here's a stock I traded for the first time on last week. The stock went over 19. I said, if it gets above 18, 11, I'm going to buy it again. Again, this is a high risk play, but I'm going to do it. And I wanted to give you the number I would use. As far as the QQQ, we got to see a solid bounce above 527.11 to put the upside in play. And that's what I'll be looking for as we go into the end of the year and the start of the new year. Any questions about my 10 tickers? Any questions at all? I didn't put Apple in here because Apple fell at 260 and MSTR has turned bearish right now. Although it's good. Oh, I forgot Amazon. Amazon above 229.55. Higher we go. These are the best 10. I went through 50 tickers over the weekend, and these are my best 10 I got going into the end of the year and starting next year. I feel good about these stocks if they hit. Yes, I am bullish on Palantir if it takes out 85.11. All right, here's 10 questions I put together, and I got to thinking about this, and I came across a study, and I thought, why did I, years ago, develop what I would call the DTI method? What motivated me to do that back many years ago? Did anybody ever hear Wall Street talking about moving averages? I know I did as a young trader. I thought moving averages were the cat's meow. And you might use them today. Moving average. Tell me what you've been thinking about moving averages before I get into the 10 questions, because I'm about to shock you. Okay? Moving averages and reversion to the average. That's a statistical way. Market, a lot of people do it. Thomas says 50, 100, 200, right? All that. I was told this many years ago. Many years ago. And I noticed I was losing a lot of money. So, do moving averages work? Maybe in some cases, but what if I told you is the number one index you have to follow for market timing? E-mini, right? You've heard me say that. The E-mini is the way, well, it didn't work. Moving averages didn't work. Here's a study that I found. Do moving averages work? And you can see this is I think this is a 20 over a 50 or something like that with MACD and all that. All these technical terms a lot of traders use. Look down there. If you followed that, does everybody see that loss created by following moving averages on the S&P? Does everybody see that? This is what led me to develop the DTI method. That's eye-opening, isn't it? Learn the DTI method is the short message I'm giving you tonight. You'll hear people, oh, it's above this moving there. Doesn't matter. Follow what I'm showing you, okay? This is something very important. I found this study and I said, I'm going to share it with you tonight, okay? They put dollars to it. And dollars is the way it do it, okay? So if you walk away tonight, at least question and be skeptical if you go forward with moving average. Is there a simple way to make money in January? How many people want to know a simple way to make money in January? Real simple. And it works about 4 out of 5 times. Here it is. This month in December, when Tesla was above its monthly open and above the 3-day high, you could have bought it on December the 5th at 360 in the month of December. You've heard me say this, but I think this drives the point home. This is the DTI method that I teach. Tesla, be long Tesla. Tesla tonight is at 430, been higher than that, but Tesla's been bullish all month long. The same thing happened on Apple, and you knew it at the first of the month. You write down the monthly open, and you write down the 3-day high and low. Let's go through it. Thursday's the first day of trading. Friday's the second day of trading. The following Monday is the third day of trading. Here's how simple it is. That range, if it's exceeded, gives you an early edge on buying or selling your different tickers. Learning that and practicing it will be a real quick and dirty way for you, the trader, the student, to be on the right side of the market. Go back and check it. I gave you the 2, but every one that you check will tell you when to be long and when to be short. I was very bullish on Berkshire coming into this month. It broke the 3-day low. I stayed out of Berkshire the whole month because of the monthly open and the 3-day high and low. How many people are glad I'm sharing this with you tonight? This is the kind of things that we can do that help you, okay? And I want to help you. So this is very simple and straightforward. Pretty good question number 2. What is the most reliable index to trade? You tell me, what do you think is the most reliable index that this is my opinion, to trade? You think it's the E-mini? You think it's the SPY? You think it's the QQQ, IWM? Which one do you think? I'll tell you what I think. and I do it because of math and dollars. It's the QQQ. It should be your go-to index to trade, in my opinion. It trends better. It pays better. So learn what I can teach you on the QQQ, and I think you're going to be fine in 2025. Number 4, out of the 5 economic reports, you got 5 each month. You got the unemployment news. That's at the first of the month. You got the PPI, CPI at the middle of the month. At the end of the month, you got PCE and GDP. Which one of these 5 reports, the majority of the time, I'm going to say higher than majority, 90% of the time will move the market out of those 5. Some of them move it every time, but there's one that is consistent. Which one do you think it is? Unemployment, right. And when do you have unemployment? Right after you figure out the monthly open, the 3-day high, 3-day low, right? And now you got the unemployment report. So you see why we're geared to have a good first 2 weeks of January with those kind of odds in our favor. We just got to be patient and wait. Okay? Great answer. Most people got it right. Unemployment. What are the key times during a 24-hour market? Here's a question. If you studied the DTI method, read our reference bar sheet, what would your answer be? This is the simple answer. The 4 major RBs. RB1, RB2, RB3, that's the cash market in the morning, and RB4. Those are the simple RBs to know. However, what are the other times? The 7 o'clock, this is the pre-market time, 7 o'clock to 7:30. 11:30 to 12 Genesis, which is a 24-hour reading, and 3:30 to 4 closing bell. These are other times. That gives you 7 total times to know as a trader in the 24-hour market. Now, here's a question I want everybody here that at least studies under me to know. Is the market open on Thanksgiving? You say, why is Tom asking me, is the market open on Thanksgiving? The answer, there's 2 answers. Let me explain. The cash market is not open, but the futures market is open on Thanksgiving. A lot of people don't know that, and there's a lot of opportunities on Thanksgiving because people don't know that. So you'll know it because you heard it here as we get to Thanksgiving next year. Is the market open all day on New Year's Eve? Here's another question everybody misses. And the answer is New Year's Eve, the market's open all day. Not like Christmas Eve, they throw you a curve, but the markets stay open all day on New Year's Eve. What is the best day of the week to trade? You got 5 days. I actually got 6 with Sunday, but is Sunday, Monday the best day? Tuesday the best day? Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday? In my opinion, the best day to trade is Tuesday. We call that trade day. What program do I have that I always have a meeting on Tuesday at 10:45? Anybody know what that program is? I got a couple of them. Connect the dots and power plays when you don't have a shortened week. I do it every week, done it that way for 20 years. Tuesday is the day that you get information that increases your odds. Let me give you an example. You will have the 3rd day, Thursday, Friday, and then Monday, And then on that Tuesday, the day after those 3 days, and you get a break, you will have your trades set up for you as we go into the new year. Think about a calendar. Think about that Tuesday, which is Tuesday week. Now, here's one for you. Do futures traders have an edge over all other traders? That's a simple question. If people don't know futures, they say, oh, they don't have an edge. But if you know futures and learn futures, you're doing yourself a favor. That's why this year in 2025, I'm putting a big emphasis on learning futures. Might be the last year I retired. They brought me out of retirement to teach it. And there's so much demand that I decided to do it right. And we've got a heck of a training going on with futures. We have our own private room that we talk about futures trades. We have different markets. Tomorrow I'm going to introduce, guess what? How to trade the Dow futures tomorrow. I haven't done it in 5 years. Tomorrow, I've got my plan right here. I'm going to teach people how to simply use the Dow to trade. And you can translate that over to diamond. So do futures traders have an edge over all other traders? Yes. Let me give you an example. Let's say tonight, let's just do a hypothetical. Let's say some event happened in the world tonight and the market started falling out of bed. Maybe breaking lows and doing that. How could you take advantage of it tonight versus if you didn't have a futures account? Anybody know? You can't. And that's the reason that you ought to have a futures account, even if you never use it, in case you need it. You can hedge your portfolio. You can sleep like a baby when events happen. And let me give you another little bit of history. The futures market can be entered anytime in the 24-hour period. You can't do that with stocks. You can enter to the long side. You can enter to the short side of the market in the futures market. You got to learn futures if you're going to be in this game a long time. And I can say that because I've been in this game a long time. Okay? That is the way, and that's the value of futures and learning about futures. And especially since I got a little room created for that event. So my answer to, in my opinion, do futures traders have an edge over all other traders? Yes, is the answer. What did you think of my 10 questions? Did you like my 10 questions tonight? It really brings home a couple points, doesn't it? Got to have a plan, and you got to think about not just today, but you got to think about what's next. Tomorrow I have a futures trading session at 10:30. We have a bunch of people that's in that program. And the way we set it up was I didn't know how long I was going to teach it. So I charged $1,000 per quarter, and everybody in that program has renewed or done that. And then last week I offered the program for a year. I offered 15 slots. Those 15 slots are gone. Okay. I offered it last week for the entire year. Okay. I've got classes in person throughout the year. My class in January is sold out. I think I got 1 or 2 slots for February. That's where you come face to face. Join me for a year tonight if you want to join me for the trading for only $17.49. You call 904-416-1776 or go to dtitrader.com/futures and get a year. Now, I've got, I think, 9 training tapes that you'll get access to. How to trade the mini, how to trade the NASDAQ, how to trade options on the E-mini, how to trade options on the NASDAQ, how to trade crude oil, how to trade options on crude oil, how to trade gold, how to trade options on gold, how to trade silver, how to trade options on silver, how to trade bonds, how to trade TLT and bonds. Lessons, all that. Tomorrow, I introduce how to trade the Dow futures. I'm doing it tomorrow. We'll get started at 10:30. Any questions on, Bitcoin is included in here too, because MBT, write that symbol down. There'll be a training session on that the following week. MBT, write that down. You can trade Bitcoin futures also. Okay? That'll be my next class I teach after the Dow futures tomorrow. Any questions at all? Ed says, I thoroughly enjoyed tonight's presentation. I'm in the futures already, and you have opened my eyes to even more opportunities. So there it is, folks. Instead of paying me $1,000 a quarter, you can buy tonight at $17.49. All right. The pivot number on the E-mini that I'll be using tomorrow is 60-30. 60-30. I think this has been a lot of fun to go through, and I'll be glad to help anybody who's got any questions. But remember, we'll meet at 10:30 tomorrow. We'll cover Dow futures. I got that right here. What's that? Even if you learn what I'm going to teach you on Dow futures, that's nothing. That's nothing. A year's worth of training online, by the way, online. Yeah, Mike, it's $1,000 a quarter. I'm not lowering the price. I offered it at a discount. I decided to offer it to everybody at $17.49 a night for a year, and I'll go back to my $1,000 per quarter. It's too valuable, too much work, and plus with the with the scholarship program I developed through my Futures First Education Telegram channel, people got it. Okay? That's what I see. Folks, I'm excited. Yeah, Michael, I can explain that. Let's say that Tesla had a high of 450 and a low of 430 in the first 3 days, and say it opened at 425. We get to next Tuesday and Tesla goes higher than 430, then I know to be long Tesla. That's how you use the 3-day high. Yeah, I do alerts on the futures first. Absolutely. SP, I do. I do have alerts. I type it in there. And what I do, let me show you what I do. Let's say the Dow. That's a great question. I'm going to show you. Here's what you would get in futures first if I was going to do a trade. Let me show you. Y'all want to see it? This is so easy to read. You ready? Watch this. This is so cool. And I got this really from a suggestion of students. Let me show you this. So I'd put the chart of the Dow futures right there. You get that, and that would tell you, okay. Let me click that in there. Let's see. Let me see how to do it. Let me send it to everyone. Okay, hold on. Everyone. I'd click that in there and I would post that. Hold on. Got to go back and copy it. Hold on. I copy it. Well, do that. Do this. You get a chart like that. Okay. And then I would paste it. For some reason, it's not pasting in here. Huh. Anyway, I can't show it to you, I guess. I could do it in the Telegram channel. But anyway, here's what you'd get. You'd get a chart, and then you would get the instructions on the trade would be written out. Wonder why it won't let me copy and paste that. That's weird. That's weird. Adam, do you know how to copy and paste this chart from my trading program in there and then how to show in the actual trade? How it would look?
I'm not sure what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I was trying to do it in the room, but I can't do it. Okay. But basically, uh here, let's see. Let me do it another way. Yeah, I can't do it. Never mind. Sorry, folks, I was going to show you. But well, I tell you what we could do. We do it this way. I know how to do it, Adam. This is simple. We'll do it this way. Okay. Let me bring this up there. Show them. I'll do it this way. Okay. Let me know if you can see. Can you see that chart right there of the futures? See the futures? That's the Dow futures. And if I bring it on up, you'd see the actual price. But anyway, it'd have the price. Everybody see that? Okay, that would be posted. And then the next thing you would get would be the following. I'll show you that. Do it that way. I knew there was a way to do it. I just had to think outside the box here. The next thing you would get is the following. If I was going to short it, you would get, let's see how to do that. Okay. Let's see. I'll copy and paste that one. New. And the next thing you'd get that. Does everybody read that? Cell one right there with the price and how to do it. That's the way I do it. That's pretty cool. I was able to do it. Try to show you though. Yeah, I showed it real quick, but basically I've taken it from the trading platform and showing you the chart that sets it up, and then of course the trade itself. Pretty simple, straightforward, very simple. But anyway, we'll go over that tomorrow when we're live. It was too small to see, Rob. Yeah, it's probably small. Anyway, you got the general idea. Step one, you'll get a chart. Step two, you get the actual trade right there inside the Futures First ring. All right, folks, I'm going to leave it with you. Y'all have a good night. Listen to T-Buzz TV tomorrow. Adam, thanks for your hard work. And we're going to have some fun.